Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
It's good to see you again.
In case you're new here, I'm Cheryl.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're Avery Street Design Studio.
We are.
Today we have three new easy DIY projects that will be almost zero cost and you'll get a high profit from them.
That's right. We're going to do all these out of pallet wood again. Like everything else we do, you don't have to use pallet wood. This is just our way of showing you how low cost you can create something.
Absolutely.
And make a lot of money on it.
Yep.
The first one we're going to do is a serving tray with a herringbone pattern on it. Everybody's seen them. Most of you may have built them. I don't know. They're very easy to build, very cheap to make.
And very awesome. They're really pretty.
Turn a good profit.
Yeah. You can keep them on your coffee table. You could have them on your dining room table, on your kitchen island
Coffee
or bar. Yeah.
All that.
They're so beautiful.
They are. The next one is going to be a wall-mounted towel holder. I think it holds 5. Well, we'll make it hold 5 towels. I haven't seen this particular kind yet. We've built one different than this in the past, so this one's new to us. Also out of pallet wood. And
this will be really good with the upcoming holidays because a lot of people will have guests staying at their house. It's a way you can keep extra towels in your bathroom and your company will have easy access to them.
That's right. The last one we're going to do is a little tabletop book holder, little triangle looking book holder. I hadn't seen one of these either, so this is new to me.
Something you'd keep on like your nightstand if you read before you go to sleep. Yeah. It'll be to where you can lay your book on top of it open and hold your place. And then it'll have a place underneath to hold reading glasses if you have glasses.
Yeah, cool little project.
Yes.
Simple to build. A lot of profit in this one too. Everything we're going to make today you can make pretty good money on. So yeah. We're excited to show you to them.
So stick around to the end and you'll see the finished products. We'll give you all the measurements of each of them and we'll show you how much we would charge for these products.
Right. We're excited to show you, so stick around.
Yep, let's get started on the first one.
Yep.
So our first project today is going to be the towel rack that we told you guys about. It's going to be really nice to have this, to have extra towels in the bathroom without looking cluttered. So
yeah, there's lots of different ways you can do this with the thickness of the wood. We use really thick wood. The one of the inspiration was much thinner, so you can do it either way, thick or thin. It's up to you.
Yeah,
it's a good way to use up the runners of the pallets.
Yep. Let's get started.
Yep. Now we're going to cut up the parts out of these pallet runners for the towel holder. We're just going to slice about 1.5 inch wide piece out of these, and that's what it'll be made of. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to mark the cuts on these back pieces that go against the wall. And then there's going to be another part that goes between here and the back piece. I'll cut those in a minute. So after much debate about the size of this thing, we've decided on a final setup here. The original one had much thinner thickness of wood. I chose thicker for some reason, so this is what we're doing. You can make it however you want. Pro tip for using a nail gun: if you're holding two pieces together like this and nailing them, move your fingers before you shoot the nail in. I've shot myself in the finger more times than I can count doing that, so I know that's probably common sense, but I thought I would mention it. Well, the two back pieces are put together. We're going to nail on the front pieces. Even though I just nailed these, I'm going to clamp them together until, excuse me, until the glue dries. I didn't use very long nails, so this will just make sure they stay together. So the next project is my nemesis with the angles. It's going to be the little tabletop book placeholder. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. We glued up some, or we're going to glue up some pallet wood to make 7-inch wide boards. Use new wood if you like, as usual. We're doing pallet wood to save on cost.
I don't know how many times I've been reading. Reading makes me sleepy, so sometimes I read before I go to sleep and sit my book down and have totally lost my place. This way you can sit it down and it holds it and you don't have to worry about it. So I think it'll be handy.
Yeah, you don't have to fumble with little paper placeholders either. You just set it on there and go to sleep.
Yep. So let's get started.
Yep. So we're going to start the book holder by gluing up all the pallet wood for the 3 sides. They're going to be 7 inches, I guess that's deep, by about 7 to 8 inches tall. So we're going to do that now. Before we glue everything up, we got to run all the pieces through the joiner to get a straight edge to glue with. So that's what we're going to do now. So we've got our wood for the little book placeholder dry. I'm going to run it through the planer real quick to clean it up and get it all the same thickness. So we've ran the boards through the planer. We've cleaned up both sides. I have cut the finished length of each board down to 8 inches. And now I'm going to rip them all down to 6 3/4. And then we'll work on the triangle angle cuts. So I am just the worst at math. There's no second place for me. I'm terrible at it. But as far as I can tell, triangles are 90 degrees with the total of the 3 corners. So we're going to cut each corner of these at 30 degrees. I'm gonna adjust the saw, and then we're gonna cut these and see how that works. So let's get going on that.
Hey guys, we were wondering if you have made any of our projects so far.
Yep. We've had a lot of people tell us that they're going to try some of the stuff we build. We love that. It's amazing that you would try to recreate some of our stuff.
Yes.
If you do happen to, and you'd like the world to see it, send us a picture and an email. I'll put the email address right here. I will also put it in the description of the video. Just send us a picture, give us your name. We would love to see them.
Yeah, we're super excited that you guys are interested in making these products.
Yep.
And that would be awesome to feature on our channel.
Yeah, so
thank you guys.
We appreciate it. All right, we've got all the angles cut for all 3 pieces. I've gone ahead and sanded them real quick because you won't be able to get a sander inside there. Now we're going to put it together. This one, the angles don't meet each other. They kind of overlap the ends of the sides. I don't know what you call that. It's kind of cool looking, so we did it that way. Yep. Just like that. So we're going to put it together and then we'll finish it here in a little bit.
thing we're doing, I'm really excited about this one. It is the herringbone tray. It's going to be really pretty. There's going to be just a little bit of cost involved. Tell them about that.
Yeah, we're starting with a leftover piece of plywood. I believe it's 1/2-inch plywood.
Yep.
You have to have something to glue the herringbone pieces to. That I don't know a way you can glue them together, so this is how we're going to do it.
I mean, if you wanted to be really thrifty, you could take a bunch of the thin pallet boards and glue them together to make the base. It would just make your tray a little thicker.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could absolutely do that and do it for free.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are scared off by buying materials for these projects if you make them. Our thing for you is cheap because everything is so expensive now. The wood has gotten ridiculous. Any way you can save a buck, I would suggest do it.
And it increases your profit too by saving $1 here and $1 there. It really adds up and helps you in the long run.
Yeah, every time we go to the lumber yard, you never know what you're going to find. Prices go up every single day, so.
Oh yeah, a board can jump from like $5.85 to like 11 something overnight.
Yeah.
We've had that happen
with no warning.
Yeah, so you just never know.
Yep.
So let's get started.
Right. So we're going to start by cutting the bottom piece of plywood down to 20 inches long by 16 wide. And then we'll move over and start laying out the herringbone part. So we got our piece cut for the bottom. We're going to find the center point and mark it so we have a place to line up the herringbone pieces. Let's take our square and draw a line. All right, we're going to start out by just cutting up a bunch of pieces to about 11 inches. They're not going to be 11 inches by the time it's finished, but that just gives us a small piece to work with. We're going to cut some of these to 15 inches long. 11 wasn't quite long enough, but had a bunch of tiny pieces we don't want to mess with. So probably half 11 inches, half 15 inches. All right, we've got our pattern laid out. All the wood is where it needs to be. I'm going to glue each one and put a couple brad nails in just to hold them in place. And then when they're all glued and nailed to the board, we will kind of get a rough trim on the board so we can run it with the flush cut bit on the router table. So we're going to use the bandsaw to trim the majority of this up before we take it to the router table. All right, so now we're going to take this little overhang part that's left and use our flush cut router bit to make it even and smooth. If you don't have a router table, handheld routers work fine. If not, that you can just mark them and cut them before you glue them to the board. There's always ways to do anything. So now the sides have been trimmed. We've gone ahead and filled the nail holes, and it's still pretty uneven because the pallet boards are kind of cupped and bowed a little bit. So we're going to take the belt sander and just make everything flat so it's nice and even. And then we're going to put the rim, the edge, or whatever you want to call it, around the side. So here we go. Nope. I had a question in an earlier video of what this table is with all the holes in it. This is a downdraft table. It has a big fan underneath it that sucks all the sawdust down through the table, and then there's a filter right underneath the top here, so all the dust and debris gets caught in that so it doesn't go all over the shop. You never know by looking, but it actually does help. So now we're going to put the trim around the edge of the board. We're going to cut it at 2 1/4 wide. The board is 1 1/4 inches. That'll give it 1 inch above the board. So we're going to do that now. Nope, we're not. We got all the parts cut, and now we're just going to put it together. So now we got everything built and all the nails filled, and we're going to start sanding. And we were sent some of these sanding discs from this company, Serious Grit. I've been using them. There they go. Serious Grit. I've been using them for a little while now, and these things, if you're looking to save money, this is where you need to go, because these things last like 5 to 7 times longer than any of the other stuff I use. They don't ever tear up. They don't ever get roughed up to where you can't use them. They're amazing. So another money-saving tip, Serious Grit sandpaper. You see that? I'll put a link in the description. You can save some money with the code too. I'll put that in there too. So moving on, check them out. So we're gonna try a new product we've never tried before. Let me come to you. By Rubio Monocoat. This is plant-based wood finish. One coat and done. There's no top coat, no finish you put on top of it. This is it. It's one step. They sent me this to try, and we're gonna see how it works. So uh, this is antique bronze. We're gonna do it on the book holder thing. All right, so that is Rubio Monocoat. Highly recommend. I'll put the link in the description.
So here I am showing you guys what kind of stain I'm using the whole time having my mic turned off. So we're doing voiceover. The color, by the way, is briar smoke. It's going to be a really pretty stain. I just wish I would have got the voice when I was talking. So the brand of the stain is Varathane, and you can get it at Home Depot. When you're staining something, you always want to start with the bottom side and get it stained and wiped down, and then turn it over and do the top because, you know, it's the bottom. And if something gets a little messed up, you can always go back and touch it up. But it's better to mess up the bottom than the top, I think, anyways. But this stain is a little different. We usually use Minwax stain, but I thought this was a really cool color. I think it'll make a pretty stain for the tray.
Now we're going to move on to the towel holder. We're going to use lacquer stain on this one, dark mahogany. This is a favorite. It's an old can, but it's really good stain. So that's what we're going to use on this. Stinky stuff. I know we usually use gold and oak on everything, but we're trying to branch out into some other colors. That one's our favorite, I think, but there's a ton of good colors. We're going to try to mix it up a little bit. Your lacquer stain is going to be a lot more expensive than like Minwax or stuff you get at Home Depot. It's just got a different base to it. Cleans up the same. You can work it the same way as oil stain, but it's just a little bit thicker, a little richer color. It's nice stuff. I don't know how many people are going to look into lacquer stain, but it's good stuff. This is by Gemini.
Side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love.
Alright, there's that. So now all the stain is dry and we can move on to the final finish on these. I'm going to use our lacquer and lacquer sealer just because that's what we use all the time. You can use any kind of clear coat. You can get spray cans of lacquer or clear sealer. You can use brushable polyurethane. The water-based polyacrylic is really good. It's up to you. Whatever you have the budget for or prefer to use.
Folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love. Remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen in all the colors. Summer love. Memories washed in every shade of green in all the colors. Summer love.
So all we have left to do on the towel rack is to put the hangers on the back. I was going to use our same hangers we put our clocks up with, but they're too tall. So I got some inexpensive D-ring hangers that I had left over from another project. I got these at Home Depot, I think. They're very inexpensive, but they work just as well as anything else.
Remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioning blues.
All right, we just got off work. Where are we headed, Aaron?
Hobby Lobby.
You guys want to go?
Yup.
Let's go.
Could use some too. A little bit
leather to make some straps for the tray and some tacks to put them in. We would have filmed on the leather aisle, but it was too crowded with people. So here they are. So we live right down the street from OU, and this building right here is the National Weather Service. So I guess it's here because we have so many tornadoes.
Yep.
I don't know. Now we're headed home, finally, after a long day. So every day when we drive down the street to get home, we have to be really, make sure we drive the speed limit, because the police always hide at the Jehovah's Witness church, but they're not there today, so we're in luck.
So we had to stop at Hobby Lobby, as you saw on the way home, and get the leather. We forgot to get that before we started it. So we are not in the shop. We're in the kitchen where you do all your woodworking. And we're going to tack that on. Nice. Yep. We're just gonna find the middle, which is 8 3/4 is the middle. My tape won't stay on there. Unbelievable. Okay. You're down.
That was our dog barking.
Always barking.
I think the dogs think the knocking is someone knocking at the door.
They do. There you go. Beautiful.
So those are the projects we did this week. We did the towel holder. I think I've got that upside down. And we would sell this for $75 plus shipping, or $85 with free shipping.
They're probably about $25 to ship.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
However you want to do that.
Right. Then we have the little book holder.
Yeah.
Super cool project.
Yeah, you just lay your book, save your place, lay it over that, put your glasses in there, or your remote, or whatever.
Right. That one would go for $30 with free shipping.
Free shipping, yeah.
Yeah, a small box like that wouldn't cost very much.
No. And my favorite out of all of them,
super cool,
the herringbone tray. And, we stopped at Hobby Lobby and got some leather to make some leather handles. Now, I don't know if these would be good to hold it with. They're more just a decorative touch. Right. If you wanted them to be to hold it, you probably need to use screws instead of just tacks. Because the wood's kind of heavy. Yep. And we would sell this for
$85 with shipping.
Yeah.
Also, not a super big box, so it wouldn't cost that much to ship. Flat, narrow boxes aren't very expensive.
Yeah. So, whatever price you feel like you can get, if you're doing it local or on Etsy. On Etsy, most of the prices are generally the same.
Right.
But depending on how much detail or expense, what kind of handles, stuff like that will make your price vary.
Yeah, you could use like door pulls or door, cabinet
Yeah.
door handles or anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've seen a lot of those. They're really cool.
Mm-hmm. So that's the 3 projects. We will show you finished pictures after this,
Uh-huh.
and I'll put the measurements and the price on the picture so you can see.
Yep. And next week we'll be gearing up for Christmas. So we're going to start our Christmas decor projects to sell. I know it's kind of early. We haven't even really started fall yet, but it's time to start making them now. That way you can have more time to get them done and get them listed. Because, Hobby Lobby already has all the Christmas stuff out, as you saw in the video we shared earlier. And I know it's all already on Etsy and everywhere. So,
and we have a new secret weapon to unveil for our Christmas projects. You guys are going to love it.
Yeah, super excited about that. Well, thank you guys so much for your continued watching our videos. We greatly appreciate it. We love doing this.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when we release a new video.
And if you hear little noises in the background, that's Rupert and our dog Freya, and they're wrestling and squeaking a toy while we're filming. We can't ever
get through this one time without the dog.
No,
ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah.
But thank you again, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.